All right, lunch soon, so I thought I'd switch on the camera and just talk a little bit about how I've been using my journal since yesterday. Today is my final day before a long weekend, so it's Wednesday and I'm free on Thursday and Friday. And I have one deadline left today to do. It's I have to compile information about a thing and then post it online for a group of people who need to know about it. But I'm waiting for information from other people, from colleagues. So I will not do it before lunch because I haven't got the information yet. Here are a few things that I don't really need to do now, but I need to do them before I go on vacation, my real summer vacation, the long one. And that's in a little more than a week. So I have written here on my next action context spreads. I divide my next actions by context and weeks. So I put week 22, 23, 24, 25, but in 25, it's meant to be 25 and 26, because it just looks better when it's 4 quadrants like this, even though it's 5 weeks in June. So these things I don't need to do today, and I don't think I will because I just don't feel like it. These things I do need to do today because it's to do with a deadline. These things, I've started doing these things, but I won't finish them today. This is just general, things that you do. There's no deadline, you just do them all the time. As soon as you have a minute, you can do this thing. It's, I need to listen to articles, but it's not like, I choose these articles myself. So it's just a reminder to do that. And that's why I do it all the time, so I don't cross it out. I don't put it on this week because there's nothing else I need to listen to. This is the listen to context. So I just leave it there to remind me to, oh yeah, I can do that. Same thing with my micro habits, which I've totally fallen off the wagon with. These, I have actually copied, where's my yellow pen? I have copied these into my own folders. This has to do with planning for the autumn. So when I get back to work in the autumn, I want the project spreads and the master project list to be finished and polished in my journal. But I'm not sure where to write it. I will put it in the project section like this, but I'm not sure where. Do I just pick the next blank spread and move the tab forward? That's the normal way I do it. I just haven't decided exactly where to put things in the autumn because I do journaling as well, and I will cover my used project spreads with journaling, so it's a bit up in the air right now. So I guess I will wait until next week with that as well. So this day is very, apart from the deadline, I can can pick and choose what to do. So there really isn't a lot of planning involved. I just check my big project and, is there something I feel like doing? And most of the time I actually spend writing articles because I finally have time to write them. So yeah, these is during these weeks, the lag end of my spring semester, as it were, I work very intuitively because there aren't very many rules or deadlines. So that's also why I don't record many videos, because they become very rambly and they're not really about planning, because I don't do any planning. Or not a lot. Anyway, I thought I'd just show you something else instead, the journaling section. Yesterday I was in a meeting the whole day, and so I needed to do something with my hands because I can't think or concentrate if I don't use my hands. So I made a spread about the meeting while it was in progress. I don't know, this is a reaction GIF or something. I am going to, this is done with watercolor pencils, and I'm going to go over it with water to make it pretty. Actually, why don't I just do that now to show you? I use Derwent pencils, and I'm just using, this is what I have to hand. So I'll pour the water into this, and I'll show you how it changes when you add water. It becomes much more vibrant. Actually, this color, I'm not super stoked about it. My choice of hue, it's too red. So yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. But that's, that's my style. I'm never quite sure what I'm doing. That's why I use GTD to stay on track and not get stressed about forgetting things. But as soon as at every possible opportunity, I like to work intuitively. So GTD just helps me do that. It helps me know when I have the freedom to be a little less structured, because the basic structure is always there. So I know where my deadlines are and all those things, all the steps I need to complete within different projects. Okay, so that was a whim I just followed. But this is the thing with my journal/planner. I have this very structured, very boring daily planning section where everything is in the same place every week, every month. And then the journaling section is just total chaos. The point of it is the randomness and the eclecticness. I mean, my channel is called Plan with Nay, that is extroverted intuition in the MBTI typology system. And that's not just me being funny, it's the system is designed to fit my extroverted intuition. I'm an INTP. You wouldn't think it, but I am. And I mean, my third function, introverted sensing loves structure and, you know, manuals and just going by the book and hierarchies. I guess introverted sensing together with introverted thinking, they like making folders and hierarchies and logical systems. But extroverted intuition needs room to play, and no matter how perfect a setup is, like, I love looking at other people's bullet journals and planners and all those things, and how they set up their months, and they have themes, and everything is very structured and beautiful. And my introverted sensing loves that, but it just can't. It's a 10-year-old. It can't go the whole mile. What's the expression I'm looking for? You know, extroverted intuition will always come in and just trample all over the system. So GTD is flexible enough that it works both for C and NA, as I call them for short. So yeah, my C loves order and structure and setups, but they never last if I don't give NA the room to play. So my journal honors them both. And this is still wet. Do I care? I'm not sure. No, not really. So just to recap, this was, I journaled during a pause in the proceedings yesterday, during the meeting, and did this during the actual discussions. And then in the evening, I paint my pages beforehand, so then I can just write on them. I watched this phenomenal video on YouTube by Abby Emmons, a channel about writing, and she had this sort of formula for coming up with story ideas and plots and stuff. So I just wrote down her tips and tried it out. So you were supposed to make a list of favorite stories and then pick characters and plot and theme and genre from different sources to make your own story. So I did that, and this is very messy, just brainstorming. And then I wrote 3 story ideas based on this. Oops, sorry, that was a lamp. Don't destroy anything, please. Just intuitively and on a whim again, and that made it into this book as well. And then this morning I journaled a bit about how I had a setback with my ACL injury yesterday. Oh, can't talk today. I journaled about swifts, because swifts are a very summery sound. And I wrote about the article I'm writing, and then I drew 2 tarot cards and journaled about them, some interpretations, and then I gathered my thoughts for a meeting this morning and wrote down what I wanted, sort of the agenda, a vague agenda, things I wanted to bring up during this meeting with a new person I've never met. So yeah, it's just random things, because this is turning out very rambly, but I have seen others have this problem, and I have had it too in my life, that you start different notebooks for different things, and then you just abandon them after a few pages. And the whole idea, I think, with a bullet journal is that you gather everything, so you have everything in the same place. So for a few years I did bullet journal. Now I'm sort of, I don't know what I'm doing. There are some ideas from the bullet journaling world. There's a lot of GTD. There's some just random things I've picked up here and there. But it really, I don't know, the part of bullet journaling where you embrace the randomness, that really works for me in my brain. And it's a pity that that part doesn't really jive very well with the aesthetic, structured, the setups I talked about earlier, where you, for example, you have these beautiful habit trackers or mood trackers based on a theme. And I mean, I would love to do that. It's just that after half a month I will abandon the tracker, or I'll want to add something else to track, and it messes with the whole thing. I have to honor my nay. So I've talked your ears off for a while, and I think I'm done. I don't even know what to call this video, because what is it about, really? How I use my planner.